What's up, everyone? It's Marion with Restoring Ghettos Forgotten. I'm here today with a short conversational piece about, guess what? It's about dating, you guys. It's about getting past the uncomfortable stages of dating, of meeting new people, and trying to figure out if this is someone that could possibly be long-term for you. So that's what this video is about. If you haven't done so already, click and subscribe on my YouTube channel for more real talk videos. And I'll just jump right into it. First and foremost, we need to make sure that our love interest, I always say love interest because I feel like there should always be a goal behind dating. You shouldn't just date forever. That's just a personal belief of mine. So I always call it love interest because you're looking to eventually love that person. You want that person to eventually love you, and you guys grow and stay committed and do something grand with the lives that you build together. So that's why I say love interest. But you want to make sure your love interest has core, key core values that line up with yours. That's extremely important because if not, you're going to always be bumping heads and not getting along because there's some core values that are different, and some of those core values are well needed. And so that's the first thing you want to make sure your core values line up. You want to make sure your belief systems line up and so forth before you get into a more committed relationship. And also we have to, first of all, it's going to be your core values to make sure they line up. And secondly, you want to make sure everybody that's both parties know that this is a trial period. You're not rushing anything. You just want to make sure your personalities can mesh together, that you have the same core values, that there is something real and substantial there, because you can always date people just to date people, so you don't want to feel lonely, or you want to just have a companion to go out with. But if you want something more real and substantial, you want to make sure that you're taking your time and you're going on this little trial period, and both parties know, hey, we're not entering into a relationship yet. This is a trial period merely to see if we have the extra that it's going to take for a relationship to succeed, if that's where we want to progress. So core values first, and trial periods to make sure you're not rushing into anything. You don't want to commit too soon. This is extremely important. Some people, they love bomb you, and all of a sudden they meet you and you haven't even known this person a week yet, and they're already saying they love you, and then you oblige them and you say the same thing, but you guys don't really know each other well enough to say, I love you. So make sure neither parties are love bombing or going too quickly. And how that can become a problem is having sex too early, making sure we take our time to know a person intimately on other levels before we experience that aspect of the possible relationship. Sex can always wait. That's one thing, can always wait. You want to slow down and get to know the person. Understand the other person may be seeing other people. Now, this is huge. This is huge. It's always been an issue for me because I've always been a monogamous person. Even if I was monogamous by myself, I've always been a monogamous person. I'm a little territorial, and so it's hard for me to go into a dating situation and kind of grasp the fact that this person could be seeing other people. And so I'm learning how to deal with that. And you guys chime in on this video. Let me know how you handle that situation. You're meeting somebody, you really like this person really likes you. You guys, mesh well together. You start to care about this person, but yet you guys haven't arrived to the exclusive relationship yet, to where you guys are just seeing each other. So your partner or the other person may be seeing other people. You may decide to see other people. How do you handle those situations? Because I've always had a tough time at that. I'm a one person, so it's like I'm trying to learn the new scheme of things, and it hasn't been really easy, but I think I'm doing pretty well. But how do you guys handle that situation? How do you understand that this is a trial period? Even though you really like this person, you have to back off and let them decide who and whom they want, or what they want out of the relationship that they're seeking with you. Or how do you handle that? Because that's always been difficult for me. I'm a little territorial, and I'm trying to learn not to be. So let me know. That's a question. I'm putting this question out because we need to talk about it. We need to, and I had a conversation with one of my girlfriends the other day, and we were talking, and my girlfriend was like, you know, we're old school. Like once we're intimate, we're together, you know, we're together. Like, why is it so difficult for people to understand that? That's what she was asking me. I was like, the world has changed, you know, since we've been out there. The world has changed. People don't see it like that. People can merely, you know, meet a person one day and sleep with them that same day, and do it with someone else the same, you know, the next day, and there is really no real loyalty and commitment out. And there's not a lot of it. I'm not gonna say there isn't. Please excuse the background noise. But there's not a lot of commitment out there, and there are people that don't value intimacy. It's just sex for them. So if that's not you, those are not your people. But she was like, well, once I have sex with you, we're together. And I'm like, there's a lot of old school people that think like that. And there are people there that are younger people that think like, hey, once we have sex, that's it, we're in a relationship. But that's not always the case. So we have to and that's why I say making sure we're dealing with people that have the same core values, or that are looking for the same things that we are, so that we don't feel slighted with, you know, sex not meaning anything to anyone. That's because we give it away too easily, and we give it to anybody, then it has no value. And so that's why I say I've always tried to make sure I was that monogamous person, because I am so not, you know, like that. If you better believe that if I do experience someone in that way, then they have to know that it's something special about them, and I'm looking beyond just the moment. It's something different. And I want something more real and tangible. So that's just my opinion. And what's my next note is, months later, when you develop feelings, you need to talk about such feelings. And I said months later because it takes about 90 days for a habit to form. So I figure in 90 days you'll kind of see you'll start to see the person's real personality, and you're not just seeing the representation, you know, the representation of the person, the representative of the person. You'll actually see that person, and so you'll be able to say, okay, I can see some of the habits, I can see some of the characteristic traits that he or she may have been hiding, and now you get a better idea of who the person is. So that's why I say months later. And then if you feel like, oh wow, this is somebody I really like, this is somebody I could see myself being with, then if you're starting to have feelings, I think you need to talk about it. Because I think a lot of times relationships end prematurely because nobody's discussed how either party feels about the other person. So you have to make that big step and talk about, hey, you know, I'm starting to have feelings with you. I can feel like I can be with you, and we can actually be something real and tangible together. I think you need to have that conversation. Even if you don't get the answer that you would like to get, I still believe we should have that conversation, because the other party needs to know, hey, I care about you. Where is this going? Are we going anywhere? And then that person can tell you, well, I care about you too. Yes, I want to pursue something further with you. Or, you know, hey, I'm just having fun, we're just kicking it. And then that way you know that this isn't headed anywhere, and so you can stop putting so much of yourself in that particular dating scenario. And then maybe you need to start seeing and dating other people if you aren't already. There will be disagreements. There's no perfect people out there. None of us are perfect, and we're gonna clash sometimes. It doesn't mean that's a reason to jump up and move on and get out of that relationship simply because you've had a disagreement, and it wasn't really no disagreements are good, but you feel like, hey, you know, I'm a peaceful person, I really don't like trouble, I don't want to argue with anyone, we had this really bad argument and I'm done. That's an immature approach to any relationship or any dating situation that you may think could go further. You don't want to just give up. And I think many times than not, personally, I've always been a self-sacrificer. I'm not self-sacrificing myself anymore when it pertains to matters of the heart. If it's something that I really want, someone I really want, that I feel that could be special and we could have something real together, I'm going to fight for that person. Meaning, I'm not going to fight physically, but I'm going to work hard at giving my all and expecting, you know, them to reciprocate, of course, because that's what makes a sound, strong foundation, is when both parties pour into each other. Which means I have my, and I've said this on other videos, I have my basket full. I'm filling my basket up with love, compassion, forgiveness, understanding, prayer. So I'm praying for my, whoever, you know, my dating partner is. I'm praying for them. I wish them well. I encourage them. I'm pouring into them. I am soft spoken. I am in my feminine power and energy, so I know how to be there and comfort the person that I am seeing, or I'm, you know, and then I want them to do the same thing. And so we bring our baskets full so that we can give our gifts to the other person, and then they in return give their gifts to us, and we don't feel like we're being depleted, or we're empty, or we're just on this we're in this one-sided friendship or relationship, whatever you want to call it. So I believe that you do need to fight for someone special. And that's just if you feel like you feel this certain chemistry, you feel this certain energy that you don't get with anyone else. You feel like this is home, like you feel like this is your person. You feel that, but you want to see if the other person feels it. So you don't want to really put it out there too soon. You want to kind of back up and see if that person feels the same way. And there's different clues and signs that the other person may be trying to play it cool, but then you can see they really, really value you just as much as you value them. I think that's a special, that could be a special someone, and you need to stay the course. You need to fight for someone special and not always give up on people that could eventually be your person. You never know. We have to stay open to that. And so in saying all of this, I think I covered all my little notes, and I don't want to be on here long. But in saying all of this, how do you handle dating multiple people, you guys? Let me know that. Can you do that? I mean, like I say, I've always been a monogamous person, but I'm learning that I need to possibly get to know, you know, more than one person. Not in a sexual manner, of course, because I've never been like that. To just be free with myself like that. But to get to know other people, to talk to more people, and just to see if there's other energy out there that you can connect to, that on a positive level, and they kind of understand you and you understand them. How do you guys handle talking to more than one person? I'm curious to know, because again, I'm a little jaded a little bit by it, because I've always felt like I've always been a monogamous person. So I'm like, how do I split myself in so many different halves? Or how do I split myself? Like if I'm talking to 3 people, how do I do that? I know, I mean, most men, they can do it really easily, and it's not a problem. And they, some of them know how to separate themselves from the individual people that they're talking to. At the same time, they know how to give a different part of themselves to those different people. So I'm wondering, ladies, how do we learn how to do that? And I know some women, they got it down. I'm deficit in that. I don't have that. I'm just this one person, and I'm trying to learn how to open up to more people, getting to know other people, not necessarily on a sexual basis, but getting to know more than one person, so that I can make the best decision and choice who it is I'm going to be in relationship with. Because eventually that's where I'm headed. I never do anything without a purpose. Nothing that I do is without a purpose. If I'm pouring into someone and I'm spending time with that person, I value that person, I believe that person is special, and we possibly could have something real together. That's just how I've always been. I don't believe in wasting time. If I feel like I meet somebody and we're clashing, our moral standards and values are different, I just don't feel like there's any real connection or something that's going to keep me for long term other than just the looks, then I let that situation go. I don't carry it on long. So if I can go past 3 months, then you best believe I think you're somebody special. You best believe I think you're somebody that I could have something substantial with. So you guys let me know, because y'all might need to school me on this one. On how do you guys do that? How you date 2 and 3 people at the same time? How do you split yourself Is it even really good to split yourself like that? But how do you do it? Because I'm trying to learn something here. Let me know. I believe I'm done. I don't have a lot of time today, but I wanted to touch on this topic because I know I'm not the only one that has questions. But what I will say is, see, my phone won't stop. What I will say is, you know, the part of it all is that making sure both parties are on the same page. And if you are dating multiple people, I don't think you need to be, and this is just my opinion, you do what you wish with your body, but I don't think you need to be sleeping with 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 people, because I'm a very protective person over my soul, because your soul is so valuable. It's undescribable. It has no amount. Like, there's no amount of money that can account for your soul. That's how special it is. It's unique. It's valuable. And I believe you need to protect your inner being, your vessel, your soul. And so I just can't see how that would be productive to your energy levels, to your soul, to even to your connection with God. Like, how I just believe just so many different soul ties, it's going to desensitize you to real love. That's just how I feel. That's how I've always felt. And that's why I've always been a monogamous person. And that's how I know I'm really a person that should be married, but I just gotta marry the right person. How do you guys feel about that? I just don't believe that we should tie have so many different soul ties. You sleep with 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 different people. Each one of those people have different energies, and different the energies can attach themselves to you, and then you end up having this certain habit that you never had before, because you've tied yourself to someone that you really don't know, and you don't really know who they serve, who they are, but you're tying yourself sexually with this person. And I've said this before, sex is more than just sex for us. Even if we don't believe that, even if we become detached, because some people can detach themselves from connecting to other people, even if you don't feel anything for those people and you can detach yourself from feeling anything, the spiritual side is still very, very real. And so you are developing soul ties with these people that you're giving yourself to. And that's one of the reasons why, I kind of stay away from tying myself with people like that. How do you guys do it? Like, maybe it's something I'm missing, but I just don't believe that. I just believe we have to be protectors of our soul, because not everybody come to you correctly. Not everybody come to you with full transparency. Not everybody's coming to you as who they really are. So how do you handle it? Like, if you do decide to go and be with all these different people, and you notice that your energy levels are different and your energy is unclean, and you can tell if your energy is unclean because you're always angry, you're always worried, you're always anxious, you never have peace. And that's why I believe that we should not sleep with so many different people at the same time. If you're dating, sure, you can date as many people as you want to, but not sleeping with all of them. So tell me what you guys think. If you think I'm way off, chime in. I don't mind differences of opinions. But how do you handle the dating world now? How do you do it? Okay, I'm done for the day. Thank you guys for checking out my video. Like I say, if you haven't done so already, please click and subscribe on my YouTube channel for more real talk videos. And always remember to love God, love yourself, love others, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.